I'm discovering, as far as freedom, that healthy boundaries is really what makes me feel free. And oh, there's Sheila. Good. Healthy boundaries, being able to say no compassionately, when I need to, taking care of self, and following heart's desire. Spirit leads us if we listen. So, um, welcome, Sheila. I think she's an incognito tonight. But so we're just going to focus into that as we go through our poses and see what happens for you. Okie doke. That mudra I had. Oh, it's called Boo. It's spelled B-H-U. And we'll do it right now so you know what I'm talking about. We did it last class. I think we did. But you sit, your left hand can just be on your knee or your thigh, just resting. And you take your right hand and first two fingers up, and you fold in, holding your thumb over the last two fingers, and you just place those two, index and second finger on the earth. This is grounding, connecting with the earth. As a matter of fact, I just felt a shot of energy come up through my arm and out through the other one, in through my right and out through the left, which is interesting because the right side is the outer directed side. So that's really interesting, because normally it would come in through the left, but hey, I guess we swing both ways. So just grounding a little bit, touching the earth, picturing her in your mind, in all her beauty, the blue pearl. Sailing through the cosmos, and we're along for the ride. All right, so now we'll start to focus in on breath. If you want to leave your hand there in Bhu Mudra, you can do that. If not, and it represents the root chakra, Muladhara chakra, the first one. So that's our earth chakra. So it's kind of right even with that chakra. So just resting your eyes, letting go of the day, and feel your breath. Notice how your rhythm is going. Notice how you feel as you breathe. There's a connection between our breath and feelings. Whenever someone startles you, what's the first thing you do? Usually is a gasp, like, so very connected. And as you focus on your breathing, remember that the air is a gift to us from the air beings. So air is live, it's filled with life force, and it's a gift so that we can function on the earth plane. So you might send a little gratitude to the air beings if you wish. Check in with your nervous system. Seems like the whole world is under stress right now, so it's a bit of a challenge if you're a empath or a feeling person. And then, of course, check in with your physical body. Notice if it feels expansive or if it's pulled in a little bit. And there's no right or wrong. It's just a matter of checking and knowing where you're at, what's happening, body awareness. And we'll attune to breath in a moment. But before we do that, I'd like to do that in standing, and I'll explain why in a little bit. But just starting with our snake sway. So rolling, starting at the hips, rolling through the spine, rounding to the side, all the way through the neck, and becoming like seaweed in the ocean. Just swaying side to side. All right, and then bring your arms in and reach side to side as you lean over, as you sway. Lengthen away from your hip and your waist. Once more, each arm. Nice long stretch. Opening the shoulder, the ribs and the waist, and down into the hip. And then release. And then just come up onto the balls of your feet if you would. We'll rock a little bit and loosen up in our toes. Bring your knees closer and closer to the floor. And then place your knees on the floor and come up sitting on your heels. And breathe your arms up overhead and just reach. Create a V or a funnel if you like, and allow the universal life force, cosmic energy to come in through your funnel and fill you up with light. And then bring your arms down around behind you, interlace fingers, and stretch your arms away. You can also press your head back to contract in the neck and shoulders. if you like. Arch to the back. All right, and then bring arms up overhead. Reach, palms up, fingers interlaced, and just pull shoulders back, arms back. And then bring your hands with your fingers still interlaced behind your head and open your elbows. Take in your breath. This is just a stretch, loosening up a little more. Breathe up through your crown. Exhale and just lean over to the side. Bring your elbow over to the side and then inhale on your way up. Exhale to the other side and back to center. Just come forward onto your palms and let your toes out. They're probably screaming about now. And then just come up into standing. All right. So, freedom and boundaries. To attune to breath, we'll just bring our arms up overhead and then open into a swan dive. Just exhale down, long spine. And since this is our first bend, you can soften your knees and lengthen through your spine. And then take your arms out, push the floor away, breathe. Nice deep breath. Up and over. And another swan dive. Just feel your spaciousness as you open your arms, your chest and heart are open and free. And we have a little kitty down here. Hello. Hi. Want to do cat stretch with us? Mhm. So soften your knees once again. That'll help to lengthen and warm up the hamstrings and your hips. And then arms out to the side. And push the floor away. And reach up. This time, let's come into Kali Mudra and press your feet deep into the earth and reach your fingertips up. Engage your hips and thighs, lift your kneecaps. Inhale and arch to the back. Just open the front of your body. And then separate your arms, spacious, and come back down into a forward bend. Head to knee or just hanging out here. No, 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 no bite, no bite. Nuh-uh, no bite. All right, and just take your arms back and bend your knees, lengthen in your spine, shoulders pull away from your ears. Lift your arms up behind you and swing them up into chair pose, arms overhead. And check your feet, you want them hip width apart. And bring your arms parallel to the floor. And we'll stretch our hips back and fingertips forward, lower down a little deeper into your chair. Breathe. How low can you go? Can you come down into a deep knee bend? Just let your heels come off the floor. Bend. And to come back up, start with your heels. Press your heels down, engage your core muscles, and lift back to chair. Pop, pop, crackle, crackle. Breathe arms up overhead back into Kali Mudra. Reach up. And let's come into crescent moon here. Reach up through your fingertips, take in your breath. Exhale, hips over to your right and shoulders to your left. Reach through your fingertips. Keep pressing your hips away. And then press down in your feet. Inhale and lift. And hips over to your left. Shoulders right. Into your crescent moon. And come back to center. And release your hands. And open out. Exhale, arms down. Bend your knees. Just reach for the floor and step back into downward facing dog. Just use this to warm up. Loosen your calves, ankles, shoulders, and draw your navel up to hug your spine. Now spread your fingers out really well. Press your palm and your full hand into the floor and we'll come into up dog. But keep your toes where they are. Lift your chest. And start with your heels and let them pull you back into down dog. So we're going to swing a few times to loosen up a little bit more, to gain some power and strength. So we're going to come forward into up dog and pull back into down dog. And continue on. And swing. This is the 5th of the 5 Tibetans, my favorite one. And you can speed it up if you like. I'm hoping my cat doesn't start clawing me. All right, and come on into downward facing dog. Stretch your heels into the mat. Now we'll just all do the same side. Take your right hand, reach for your left leg, or if you can reach your ankle, look up under your left arm. Keep your heels down. Stretch your hips up. And switch sides. Right hand on the floor. Pull back, reach for your right ankle with your left hand. Look up under your arm. And back into down dog. Let your knees come down, tops of your feet down. Pull back into child's pose. Relax your shoulders. Bring your arms back, palms up, thumbs by your ankles, and let your elbows soften. And relax your shoulders. Let any stress that has accumulated in your shoulders or your upper back or your neck, let it drain out of you and sink down into the earth to be transmuted.
Okay. Now bend your fingers, just bend and straighten a few times because having them in down dog, we're in flexion. And then lift up sitting on your heels. And we'll come into an inversion here. Reach your arms around, interlace fingers behind your back. Stretch your arms away from your back. Take in your deep breath. Exhale, bring your forehead right where your hairline is, down onto the floor. Okay. Lift your arms. Now lift your hips and roll up onto the top of your head for Yoga Mudra. Relax your shoulders. Now, it's important how you come out of this. Just lower your hips down slowly, back onto your forehead. Release your arms. Bring your palms next to your knees and slowly lift up. Anytime you've been inverted, you want to be cautious and considerate of your body. But heck, you did it, right? Yay. All right, so come up onto your knees. A little back bend here. You can separate your knees or wherever they're comfortable, maybe hip width apart. Press your palms on the low back. You can keep the tops of your feet on the mat, or you can bring your toes under, whatever makes you feel most stable. But lift your tummy up and in, navel up and press in. Core muscles, take in your breath. Exhale, elbows closer together and lift your heart and lean back, stretching the front of your body, especially your thighs and your groin and your abdomen, low abdomen. And come forward. All right, and one more time. So lifting up through your crown, breathe, elbows close together. Press on your sacrum, lift in the front of your body, and lean back. A nice arch, but a long arch. So keep expanding in your spine. Make it spacious in there. And then come back to center. Now just bring your left leg out, your foot out in front. Bring your palms onto the mat in front of the arch of your foot. And just get used to that pose for a little bit here. And then allow your bent knee to relax out to the side. Breathe. Open. And if you feel comfortable with it, you can lower down onto your forearms. The leg is still out to the side. Now turn the toes under on the back foot and lift your knee off the floor. Lengthen out. Bring your palms onto the mat. Elongate your spine and bring your left hand outside of the foot. Bring the foot into center and get a good plant with the back foot and lift up into sun pose.
Now, to gain some strength and toning in your thighs and around your knees, shift the weight onto the front foot and your hands, and then lift that leg up and drag the back foot in if you can. And then bring feet together, head to knee stretch. Breathe. Tilt your hips up on the exhale. Bring your head a little closer. And then soften your knees. Come down onto your knees. Lift back up. And bring your hands around to the sacrum. And reach up through your crown again. Breathe. And press on your low back for support. Lengthen in your spine. Lean back into a nice arch. And then come forward, just center, and bring your right foot forward. Oh, hey, you. All right, now bring both palms inside the arch of your right foot. Stretch the back leg back. Just kind of acclimate to this stretch. And then allow your right knee to go out to the side. Good. And if you choose, you can come down onto your forearms, increasing the stretch. So you're on the outer edge of the bent knee foot. And now curl the toes under on your left foot and lift your knee. Feel the stretch there. And press up onto your palms and come into your sun pose. So bring the foot in, right hand out, and stretch. Okay, and once again, we're going to strengthen and tone all these muscles in your quads and around your knee. So transfer the weight forward, just come up onto the toes and lift that leg up, drag the back foot in, and then come into head to knee pose. Stretch it down. All right, now soften both knees. Come onto your fingertips and take your left leg back. Set the foot down onto the floor. Feel that stretch in your calf. Firmly press down in both feet and use your strength to bring you up into warrior one legs. Now, from here, turn your hips forward and stretch back a little bit more in the back leg. Bend your front knee a little more, coming more fully. And vinyasa just a few times, breathing the knee in. Exhale forward. Now stretch through the back heel and lift up in the front of your body. Bring your arms around and reach for your elbows or your forearms, whenever you can reach. Lift up in your chest and lean back a little bit. Come back to center. And just take your left hand, place it on the floor, and come into a twist. Lift your right arm up. And bring your hands down. Come onto your fingertips. We're just going to switch legs. Bring the back foot down. Start here to point your hip bones forward, stretching your back calf. Plant both feet firmly into the ground and lift up. All right. Okay, so some vinyasa. So come with the heel up on the back foot, stretch through that heel, and just breathe it in and out. Breathe in, exhale out. And come into your warrior one legs. Bring your arms around, holding on to elbows if you can. Lift in the front of your body and lean to the back. Feel the power in your legs, the strength. And then release. Bring your right hand down onto the mat and lift your left arm up into your twist. Relax your hips. And then bring your hand back down. Step it in. Now, if you can, transfer the weight and drag that back leg in. Use the power of that supporting leg. And then bring your arms up overhead. And palms in. To Anjali Mudra. And then we'll separate our feet and come into a standing twist, just kind of letting it all go for a moment or two. Okay, just to loosen up a little bit more in the shoulders, circle them around, breathe them up, exhale them down. You can bring your whole body into it. Inhale, exhale, soften your knees and reach, working your whole body. And reverse. Last time. Exhale. Good job. Okay, so once again, bend your right knee, take your left leg back. I have to watch out for my feline assistant here. Coming into warrior one legs. Sinking down into your hips. And once again, bring your arms around behind you, holding elbows or forearms. Bring the back foot down, straighten the front knee, take in a breath. Hips pointing forward, exhale over the front leg, head to knee. Hinge forward in the hip, not rounding the back. Coming down over the leg. Now from here, I believe you have your right leg forward. Take your left hand either on the floor. If you can, bring it outside that foot and open into a triangle twist. So lifting your right arm, ah, turning in your torso. Front knee is straight. Line it up. All right. Bringing your hand back down. Just stepping in the back leg. And take your right leg back. Press it down. And come up. Into your warrior one legs. And bring the back foot down. Straighten your front leg, align your hips. You want them forward. So let the back heel out if you need to. Take in your breath. Exhale and hinge forward in your hips, down over the front leg, head to knee stretch. And now taking your right hand, if you can, outside your foot, and then twisting into a triangle twist, rotated triangle. Press firmly in both feet. Legs are straight. Legs are active. And then bring it back down. Now, bringing palms onto the floor, bend your front knee will come into a pigeon and loosen up in the hips and thighs. Reaching back with the back leg. Aligning, you can press the back hip forward if you want and lift up as much as you're able. Stretch tall, facing front. And breathe. Lift up, and if you can, lift your heart, lift your chin. And then just reach forward and come down over your leg. Stretch that hip. You can undulate your hip side to side to loosen it up. Now from here, just bring your arms into Sphinx pose. Turn the toes under on the back foot and just change your legs. You may have to sit down and adjust a little bit. Just rolling side to side. Notice if this side is looser or tighter, spacious or more closed feeling. Just see how it is for you. Lift in your torso and reach back with that back leg. And then relax down over your leg. Relax, breathe. And then press up onto your palms. Roll onto that hip. Bring the back leg around. And our last pose will be a twist. So, a knee down twist. Just take your arms out to the side. Both feet are on the floor. Knees are bent. Press down on your feet and lift your hips up and come over onto your right hip and stretch out your right leg. Breathe and lift your left knee up and over into your knee down twist, and then turn your head. You want your shoulders down and let the weight of your leg bring you into a deeper twist as you breathe and relax. Notice the freedom you have to bring that knee over to the opposite side of the floor. The openness in your chest and shoulders. Now just bring your sacrum down onto the floor. Let your bent knee come up and then place both feet on the floor. Lift your hips and slide over so that you can bring your left hip down. Stretch out your left leg. Breathe, breathe your right knee up and over into your twist. Breathe. Relax. And then breathe your way out of the pose. Bring your sacrum down onto the mat. Align yourself for your Shavasana. Just soften your whole body. Feel yourself expand as you relax. Feel the freedom that you have in your body with the work that you've done with your yoga, the relaxation you've done, which expands you, opens you to deeper parts of yourself, connecting with the source. Let yourself feel free right now. You can imagine yourself as an eagle flying over the mountains, just soaring over a serene lake. You can imagine yourself so light and filled with light that you float in the air in your lotus pose, or even on the magic carpet of your mat. And just say to yourself mentally, I am free. I am free. No one can take that away from you. Now, reeling yourself back in, connecting back into your body and the earth plane, but aware of the peacefulness, the expansiveness, and the freedom within you. Healthy boundaries, healthy choices, freedom. So just start to bring some moves into your body, grounding in, coming back, fingers and toes. And then slide your feet together and lift your knees up to your chest. Give your legs a big hug, stretching in. And eventually come over into sitting. And if you'd like to use the Boo mudra, once again, just turn your left palm down, make your salute, and bring your fingertips down to touch the earth. Now, I'm going to make a suggestion here. It came to me while you were relaxing near the end of that. Imagine a large beam of silver light, white light, and see it coming in through your crown and filling up your body and expanding even out from your body. The silver, kind of like moonlight, silvery light, white light. Let it accumulate and accumulate and accumulate more and more and more. Now you're going to give some of it away. Just act as though you're a lightning bolt and send a burst of energy down into the earth. It's like lightning fecundates her. And then bringing palms back in for Anjali Mudra. May you shine your light. May you share your light, because there's always more where that came from. Namaste, everybody.